one of those long weekend projects that you wait for. So we have the Megan Racing toe links and camber adjusters, and then we have the KW rear suspension and front suspension getting set to go on the car. Now we're missing the deletes. It's a long story, they didn't show up in this box, so hopefully they're gonna get sent to us relatively quick, but we're missing them, and I have to go jump into this. It's gonna be fun. Got a little bit of calculation and math work to do on it. As with all things us, it always starts with a walk down the stairs. Now I got a little bit of cleanup to do. I replaced the speakers inside the Ferrari. I'm gonna replace the amp here, but I'm not gonna mess with this today. I'm gonna get the Ferrari out of the way, and we are gonna be focusing on the suspension on the Alfa. This video is probably gonna be flipped around about 4 times, but I'll get it fixed. One thing about the Ferrari is she sounds amazing when you start her up and go. And I'll start it up and check to make sure I got nothing blocking the exit out of the rear, because I had stuff out there earlier. So we'll get this fired up. A little noisy, we're clear out. We're out here working earlier on a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go let her sit for a minute, warm up. We'll be using the rack all day, so she's gonna stay outside, maybe overnight. Those of you that have never been under the lift, we have this manual jack we can use to raise the car up. We're gonna need to get in here to do a lot of suspension stuff, so that stuff's set. Get this thing jacked up here in a second. So inside here, you can see everything is pretty much flat. I'm gonna have to get in here, and up in there, I'm gonna have to get the toe link and the caster link. So I probably will have to take, at least have to take the wheel off. But I think I may put this thing on the ground, and I may jack it up and work with this on the ground. It may be a lot easier. I've got an air jack, and this thing may not be the best thing to do since I threw my pucks away like a dumbass. Okay, well, we have to do this outside. So just as pretty as the Ferrari is the sound of the Alfa. As with all my videos, we'll shoot this one backwards. So I'll come back in and tell you all the tools we need. I will tell you, I know we need E-type sockets before we even dive in here. I'll try to take a pause. We'll be going fast motion. I'll try to take a pause in between some of this stuff and talk you through the tools we're using and how we're using them. But without further ado, let's get this thing on the road. Let's go to fast motion. I don't know if you saw it or not, we had a lug nut that was busted, and of course it actually came out, so it is down there. I'll get that later. We're going to be taking out the toe link, which is here, and the caster adjustment, which is here. So both of those have to come out. It'll be a little bit fun to get. I've got to take this shock off anyways, so I may go ahead and start by honestly removing the shock and getting that out of the way first, and going from there. We get a jack stand up underneath this car real quick, so we're set in safety. I got a couple things going on here, but I don't want to have anything major happen to me. So give us a minute. Background noise, and everybody can't see what I'm doing. I'm taking this toe link out right here. In order to do that, I got to lock in the suspension adjustment for the toe, and I got to take that M bolt off right there, and then I'll have to get inside, take the other one off, and then I'm going to measure it and adjust it and get close. It's going to be a whole lot of fun because this has to come out. This shock has to come out, and then that spring's got to come out. So I'm actually going to take the spring out here because I know I got to take it out. I will say it's not right now. I'm working on taking this apart. I've got this thing in pieces as we speak, so hopefully I don't lose. Y'all are gonna yell at me for wimping out. I can't get that bolt off the back, and I just thought about this. I'm actually raising the car. I couldn't get the toe adjustments in on this because I had an issue with, in all transparency, the ride height on this. So let's change the shocks out and the springs and see what we get. Let's adjust it. All right, this is fun. I got the 3 bolts out of the top for sure. The bottom one, this bolt is like hand tight. I can take this off. It's just on that link. I say that, I'll take it out the rest of the way, but my shock is not letting go, and I do not know why. So I don't necessarily, no, I'm not gonna take that all the way out. I'm gonna keep that lined up on that end link. But I don't know why my strut's not coming out. It's driving me crazy. One challenge I'm going to have is that delete module up there. It's going to be a pain in the neck to get to. I'm going to try and tape that off a little bit so I can get to it later on. But our strut, thank God, is finally out. Let's get this somewhat out of here. We'll see if we can do this. Hang on, stay with me. That's a tight fit. We got it out. Alrighty. Old strut, new strut. It's gonna take some pryability, I am sure, to get that new one in. We have to replace our top cap on here. So you can see what we got here. That one's gonna be a bit longer, a little bit more bounce. I am assholes and elbows deep into this here. Let's go wide angle. Show you what my day looks like. I just took that strut out. That's what we're replacing it with. I got all this stuff that's going in. I've got that spring off, and we've got a delete module up there we've got to get to, but now I got to try to take this cap off, replace it on here, get all that torqued and tightened down, set my rebound probably in the middle, and my compression on the bottom there. I should be able to finger get to those later on, but this is going to be anything but fun. But it's all right, don't fall. So this would be a longer video. This is a pass-through socket and a pass-through socket set. And what I need to do is I need to find out the right size socket for this. And I don't remember. Let's bring it back and come out to here. That is it. All right, so that's a 16. Run our ratchet down on here. I have to flip it over. Other way. Well, just like that. Come on, right here. All right. The cool thing is I get this brace set on the ground, top of the strut itself, so we will tighten that on there, and hopefully now this will hold. Get everything held here. My eyes on here so I can see if it turns. All right, knee on that. Get it here. I don't think anything's turning. There we go. Still turning a little bit. Yeah, still turning a little bit. That's okay. We will take the, oh, yeah, tension come off of there. All right, tighten it up just a little bit more, and run that cap off of here. Not turning down. And again, this is a pass-through socket on here. Kind of a cool little invention. Come on, kid. All right. Spin this free. All right, there's our top nut. Take that off, and we will pop our vice grips off. No marring. It's a big thing. We don't want to mar that. You got to read the instructions because it says some of the stuff you don't use. I want to make sure that I do go back and look at it, see how it says to put these on. I did watch a video on some of the other stuff that's not used. This actually, believe it or not, has a nut in here. We'll be able to put this on a lot easier. So, not the best of instructions here. So it says insert the original support bearing and mount it with the supplied nuts. Tighten torque for the piston rod nut is 20 nanometers, 15 foot-pounds. The damper unit is to be installed according to manufacturer's recommended regarding tightening, torque, and fixation settings. Okay. And then it shows you here how to mount the rear spring, which we have the rear spring right there. But I am not positive the exact setup on this, but I'm going to see if I can. Here's the good news. As I tighten this down, I can feel it tighten up on that bushing below. So it's actually pulling that bushing in. I want to keep it straight with the rebound because that's exactly how they show it on the installation. I think the bottom's got to be turned and it will turn on its own. There we go. So that's good. So we just want to make sure that the top part is lined up, and this goes to, I'll look at the torque settings in a second. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on the camera. May not be able to, but I'll talk you through it. This lower control arm has to be lifted ever so slightly to make room. I'm gonna try to do it on the hub here. Just grab a piece of wood. Just gotta be raised up ever so slightly to be able to get it to line up. It's really weird. It's not 100% obvious. Weirdest thing in the world. Well, you talk about stress. I can't get this to fit in that hole. There's like a ridge on the inside that's hitting on. So I'm actually gonna, I think I'm just gonna maybe file that a tiny bit to get it to line up. But whatever. I love this spring compressor, and we uncompressed it with our new driver, cordless. So 5 amp, 5 volt, whatever it is, 24 volt, 5 amp. Worked great, and we got our ST spring out. We'll clean that up. That's gonna go with our strut. Those will get sold. And let's see if we can get our springs in now. Another one of those that you missed. I probably have to tighten this up a little bit more, but basically we have the spring compressed, and it's probably as far as it's going to go. Let's see if we can get it up in the car. I don't think I can compress these together. That's a progressive spring there, by the way, but let's see if by chance, back this guy out. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it the way I think I can, but to go down for sure. One more. We could try this. I don't necessarily know that it's going to work. Let's give it a shot. The problem I had before when I did one of these is I wasn't able to get it back out of the car once I got it in. So let's see. Well, I can cheat this just a little bit. Actually, I can't. But always more than one way to skin a cat, by the way. Watch your fingers and nuts. Sorry there, telephone. All right, that was a long video shoot. Sorry about that, I have to speed it up. But we're gonna make some adjustments here. So let's get a hold of this guy in here and start pulling it down, which we should be able to. Let's make sure we can. All right, that will latch on like that. This one should latch on here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right, I need my hands. There we go. Now you can try to see what I'm doing here. This is not the prettiest thing in the world. Here, shit. Well, you can see it's dark outside. I'm gonna put this wheel on. I'm gonna see where our ride height is. I know it's gonna be way too low, but it's gonna have to do for tonight because I'm gonna call it a night and I will get back at this tomorrow, which is Friday. I got a bunch of tools and crap all over the place. Got to clean up, got to get the Ferrari away. It's not raining yet, but I'm sure it's gonna rain here soon. So I will show you what we have gotten done here. What's up, Peter? Pete's hanging out. Throw a light underneath you so you can see. So we do have our new strut in and it's set, and we got our new progressive spring in and it is not set. So I really need to take put a little bit more tension on that spring so we're not sitting on the ground. I got a funny feeling we'll be sitting on the ground here in just a minute, but let's put our wheel on and get a feel for what we got here. Give me just a minute. All right, I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Let me just tell everybody what we did. So it took about 3 times longer than it probably needed to, and I'll tell you why. I was gonna replace the toe adjuster and the camber adjuster, and it just looked like it was too much to mess with or dig into. So I backed up and put the new strut in and the new spring combo, and it's a progressive, so it takes a little bit of work to get the adjuster to do what it needs to do. So I'm gonna have to get back in there. Maybe I'm gonna see where the ride height is on this, and if the ride height's better than it was before with those other springs, I may just leave it. So I'm gonna finish it up for tonight. I'm gonna pack up and put the car away for tonight, and I'll dive back in tomorrow and I'll do the other side, which should only take about an hour. It should be relatively quick. If you're watching this, you got an Alfa Romeo Giulia. I have the rear struts, the original springs, I think, and I've got the ST lowering springs that are going, so make me an offer if you want them. Fronts too.
That's a wrap.
Doug, what are you excited about? Huh? What are you excited about? Looking for red car? That's what it is. You're looking for red Porsche or Ferrari or the Alfa, one of those.